Luckily, I fitted it with a telegraphic beacon. What, GPS? Hello? Why are you all just standing there? Water? 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 Get the person out? Water? It wasn't that big a fire. Water? You know, I'm not really a star anymore. I'm like an axolotl. Maybe I should change my name. Kazeolotl? Kazeolotl. Kazeolotl. How about that? Anyway, welcome back to the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. We are now about to decide whether our defendant is innocent or could be guilty. And you know, I think you know my answer will be this. I don't know. I have no... I don't think he's innocent. Honestly, I don't think he's innocent. I'm here in this courtroom today to advocate for the defense of my client, Mr. McGilded. However, at this moment in time, I cannot in all good conscience attest fully to the defendant's innocence. What are you saying, man? We didn't have time to talk to him, so now the only way we could discover whether you are innocent or guilty is here in the courtroom. Without any question, there is no conclusive evidence to prove that the defendant is guilty. However, there is also no conclusive evidence to prove that he is innocent. Good. Gracious me. Are you surprised? Order, order. This is unprecedented behavior, counsel. A defense lawyer calling the accused innocence into question. Are you of sound mind? Because if we don't do it, some other people will be found guilty. He's going nuts. I know he's going nuts. It was a grand decision to appoint you as my lawyer, so it was a grand decision. What? I must say, I didn't expect quite such an exciting spectacle at the end there, but still. Here, have this for your troubles. Ah. Your job here is done, fella, and some fine work you have done, so you have. I have no idea what he's talking about. What do you mean? Is he gonna dismiss us? This just as a right honorable gentleman so succinctly put it forth. The trial can't go on anymore. And your closing statement there was, how did he put it now? Nothing more than a formality. You give us one more day of investigation? 1 day of investigation. I asked you for 1 day. Okay, they're all sweating buckets. I really don't know what to make of all this. Was the evidence we've seen genuine or was it fake? His lordship would be fuming, and the unsightly rubbish should be disposed of promptly as I said. The shrinking rich are always guilty of something. You mark my words. I feel terribly ashamed that I have adopted that lovely man who gave us a lovely pup. Judge, now that proceedings have unfolded in this way, I am compelled to declare a premature end to this trial. Furthermore, the court must accept the defendant's plea. I thank you kindly, my lord. He has nothing to say to you. I don't know. I hereby pronounce the verdict of this court.
Objection!
But we still haven't determined if the blood seen in the omnibus is genuine or not. We don't know if these witnesses are telling the truth or a pack of lies. We have no idea about the truth. Lord Van Zix, my lord, the case made by the prosecution was flawed, plain and simple. Even the omnibus presented as evidence was tampered with. The prosecution is at fault for allowing such a disgraceful perversion of justice to take place. My sincerest apologies, my lord.
Objection!
But wait. When we were evacuated from the courtroom, Lord Venzix ordered the evidence to be secured. I'm afraid the prosecution cannot shun responsibility in this matter. That's so unfair. The culpability of the defendant has not, at the present time, been established by this court. Consequently, the jury will not be required to proffer judgment. What? Yeah, the jury is useless. Well, Lord Venzix, it's been a pleasure, so it has. And as for you, my dear fella, I couldn't have asked for a better defense. Do you mean to tell me that this all has been a grand waste of time? It is the law of the land, my good man. If you'd like to pursue this matter further, you can always go ahead and try to change the law. Oh, he's gonna do that. Magnus McGilded. A good grief, you've more to say to me, have you? Just one thing. A warning. This is far from over. Well, something to be looking forward to then. I hereby pronounce the defendant, Mr. Magnus McGilded. How do we feel about this? How do we feel about this right now? I'm not feeling happy. Are you feeling happy? There's nothing to celebrate. There is nothing to celebrate. This is not a good win. This is not. He's innocent. No, he's not. No, he's not. How are we feeling about these people? With the courtroom in pandemonium for the second time that day, the judge delivered his verdict. And my first ever trial in Great Britain came to an abrupt end. With the defendant being found not guilty, ostensibly a victory for us. How do you feel about that? We need to investigate. You mean that's it? That can't be it. The Old Bailey defendant's antechamber. That certainly was a long trial. Ah, yes, it was. Your first ever trial on foreign soil and your first victory. It was a wonderful performance. My heartfelt congratulations. I don't know about that. And to you, Mr. Sato, thank you for your assistance. I suppose we should be happy. No, yeah, nobody's feeling happy right now. The trouble is, we are still completely in the dark about what actually happened. Well, we didn't have enough time. But isn't it wrong? I mean, who was actually responsible for Mr. Mason's death? We don't even know that. The sole aim of the defense is to obtain a verdict that exonerates the defendant. You carried out your duty to perfection. Hey, that you did! Mr. McGilded. Ah, and that girl is with him too. Well, it seems the stories are true. Oh, what stories? About the 6 enormous fireworks they do be letting off when there's a verdict of not guilty. I'm sure you must have seen them now. Spectacular, wouldn't you say? Yes, definitely. I've heard it was a sight to behold, and to be sure, it was. And I've you to thank, I suppose, for having an opportunity to see it. Did you not notice we were trying to not give you your not guilty verdict? Oh, I don't know about that. I'm not sure I really did anything. What on earth are you saying, you fella? How did I walk out there a free man then? I don't think it was so much thanks to me as down to your planning. You're You're a straight-talking fella, aren't you? Did you pay her to do all that? You got something on her? Or you paid her? Which one?
I must say, you had me astray in the head there once or twice. But you were young and headstrong. This water under the bridge.
Congratulations, Mr. McGilder, on having your name cleared. But nothing's resolved.
There's only one thing that matters to me.
Oh?
Hey! They've all seen that I didn't do that odious and absent deed. This grand, is it not?
I suppose it is.
Now the fine fellows of Scotland Yard can take matters in their hand and sort out any wee details. They'll see it for what it is. They'll get to the truth. I've absolute faith in them, so I have, after all. I do be providing a good number of their wages with all the taxes I pay.
Oh. So, is that why it would have been useless to ask everyone in the Scotland Yard about Dave? Is it useless to ask the Scotland Yard to be witnesses to the evidence? Is that why? So, Van Zix is all on his own. Is that why he quit? Because these corrupt people. Is that it? Is Van Zix alone in this? It's not that funny.
So then, as we agreed aforehand, 1,000 guineas for your trouble, fellas.
Oh no, I couldn't possibly accept that much.
Bewits, you're a humble people, are you? Are you from the east? Well, if you insist,
Wait, we could do the 1,000 guineas. Come on. We need a place to stay.
but if they steal and all, you deserve a reward.
Mr. Magnus McGilded. Everything is ready, sir. If you'd like to follow me into the courtroom, why? Into the courtroom?
What's this, officer? This sooner than I was led to believe.
I hope it's not inconvenient, sir. There were some changes to the schedule. What is this?
Well, I must be making tracks now. This time for the inspection of what?
Sorry, what inspection?
They're going to examine the omnibus again, I'm told. I asked if I could be present for it myself.
Oh? Why?
You're going to examine it again? Now? Naturally, I'm under no obligation to take part in any more of this matter now. But as an upstanding member of London society, I do be doing my best to help where I can. These are gentlemen's duties, so it is.
Or are you gonna adjust something else? Are you gonna make sure everything is flawless?
So then, fare thee well. 'Twas an absolute pleasure meeting you. I hope you have a whale of a time while you're standing here in Great Britain. Oh, I don't like this.
And there he goes, a free man. How are we feeling about this? You should tell us the truth. Oh, I forgot she was here too. No. Stop her. Don't move. Whereas I want to say, get a move on. She really does take forever to load that thing. Miss Lestrade, would you mind putting that thing down? You're a grown-up. Sorry? And I hate all grown-ups. Who on earth is this? Ah, there you are. Who are you?
Naughty, running off like that.
Is this some kind of picnic? Who is this little girl now?
I'm taking that with you as well. I was looking forward to the trial run of my experimental smoke grenade launcher.
Oh, it's difficult to do that voice. Huh. So it doesn't belong to you? Oh, that's cuter.
Oh, do you want to play? You would beat me?
Excuse me, but who are you?
Oh, good day to you. I'm, well, the inventor, I suppose, of that machine.
How old are you? 6? I'm not judging you based off that. I'm just wondering how old you are. The inventor?
Well, normal smoke grenades are so dull, don't you agree? White. White and more white. If you have to be shrouded in smoke, it could at least be a pretty color, so I thought to myself.
Do we have to be shrouded in smoke though? At all?
I just took my eyes off it for a moment whilst I was changing onto a different omnibus, and she pinched it. Luckily, I fitted it with a telegraphic beacon.
What, GPS? Oh, Telly, what's it now? What? I have no idea what this girl is talking about.
Anyway, you're coming with me now, back to my laboratory.
What? What for?
To apologize, of course, silly, to my technician.
What? You mean say sorry?
You must say sorry when you've done something wrong. Surely an adult has told you that before.
An adult? I don't listen to no adults.
Come along, Dad. Follow me.
Fine, have it your way.
Oh, good. You see, I knew you'd want to do the right thing in the end.
I'm fairly sure that what she wants is not to get shot by that massive gun of yours. She has hearts on her pigtails. I guess your dad would be pigtails.
We'll be leaving now, Dave. We'll be leaving now, Dad. Bye-bye. I'm so sorry for all the fuss.
She was a lively one.
Well, do you think perhaps we ought to be on our way now too?
Yes, you're right. We don't have a place to stay. But where to?
Oh,
We haven't had time to find a place to stay. No sooner had we arrived in London than we had to rush here. All our travelling cases are still with the bailiff. Oh, are they now? Let's go find one now.
I was originally planning to spend today in search of lodgings.
But at this late hour in the day, I'm afraid we may be out of luck.
Don't worry though, I have a plan. If the worst comes to the worst, I've heard of a lovely park where we could spend the night.
No. Please tell me you're not thinking of McGilded Park.
I know it may be a little chilly at this time of year, but our youthfulness will see us through.
I'm not so sure about that. I think a midwinter London night would freeze a young person solid just as easily as an elderly one.
Oh dear, that doesn't sound agreeable.
Now I'm starting to regret turning Mr. McGilded down. Yeah, that 1,000 guineas would have paid for a lovely warm room or mansion. And so, the trial to determine my worthiness for the study tour was over by the end of our first day in London. Wait. Oh well. However, as we were soon to learn, there were more trying times ahead. Just as the Ripper of the Bailey had warned, the case was far from over. That's actually shorter than I feel it should be.
What's going on?
Oh god, more.
Get the fire brigade!
Oh, it's on fire. Wait, no, see, I told you.
What the? How did this happen?
You shouldn't have let
I don't know,
Magnus in
sir.
there.
By the time I got here, it was already engulfed. No one was supposed to be allowed in here before we started investigating.
There's someone inside. Get the person out.
No. Oh, good God. There's someone
You
in there.
get the person out. Judge. You can get the fire isn't that big. Get the person out. Oh, he has a scar on his face. I didn't realize that before. Somehow. Hello? Why are you all just standing there? Water? 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 Get the person out? Water? It wasn't that big a fire. Water! Why? I mean, I knew it was gonna end, but... Okay. Okay, you know what? We'll continue. We'll continue for a while. It's a bit early. Is that it? The Adventure of the Clouded Kokoro. Okay, so let's start on episode 4. Yes. We have a few pictures here. Okay, we have a picture of the first place we reached. Oh, never mind.
I begin to think, Wilson, said Sholmes, turning his head languidly in my direction.
We haven't seen
That
Sholmes
there
for a
is
while.
more to this case than that which we have observed. Indeed, that there may be another part to this story that we are yet to discover. His eyes wandered, following the steam rising from his cup of herbal tea, leading him to the distant
Is it a
memory
lady date now?
of that snowy evening.
Are we gonna have a date
To the
lady
young
now?
lady collapsed on the pavement along Briar Road, and to the knife in her back. Lit in the soft glow of gas lamps, a most extraordinary scene had been set. And under the cover of a light fog, the curtain had risen silently on the insoluble mystery of our invisible killer.
Yeah, we're back here. Wait, is this the same day? I can't recall. Is it a different day? Oh, okay. Where do you all sleep?
Did you sleep last night, Mr. Naruhodo?
No, not at all. Where did you go sleep?
It was an enormous hotel, wasn't it?
Okay. How?
The rooms were so luxurious, I felt like we were staying in a palace. And with all the gaslights twinkling, it was brighter than day, even in the middle of the night.
What about the enormous beds? After my time on the SS Buria, I wasn't going to waste a single inch of that space. But you didn't sleep, right? Hang on, let me see. Yeah, he said he didn't sleep. I spent the entire night rolling from one side of the mattress to the other. Oh.
Oh yes, it really was the sort of night you can only dream of normally. Except when I learnt that we owed £3 for the rooms, that dream quickly turned into a nightmare.
Then why did you take that hotel? Why would you do that? Oops, sorry about that. The building was so impressive and the entrance so inviting. I just wandered in without thinking.
In a lodging house in Japan, that sum of money would put a roof over your head for a whole year. I did try, but I'm afraid I couldn't help my tears when we were presented with the bill.
I'm really sorry. Naruhodo, Ryunosuke.
Well, never mind. We must find some more affordable lodgings straight away, though. If we're not careful, our entire stipend will be used up in 10 days or less.
London is a scary place. You have to find a job. Oh, good morning to you at this early hour. You still look evil to me.
Oh, yes, well.
You remind me a bit of Venzix.
Good morning to you, Lord Chief Justice. We have come to report on the outcome of the trial at the Old Bailey yesterday.
Susato-san is amazing. She doesn't bat an eyelid, even in the presence of the imposing Lord Strongheart. Yes, I believe you had a very comprehensive initiation into British courtroom practices. Were you there? Oh, yes, it was very eye-opening. Thank you.
And in accordance with your instructions, Lord Strongheart, Mr. Naruhodo performed his duty to the end.
Yes, I've already been apprised of events. You conducted a remarkable defense. You may consider the test passed. Oh. No longer are you a student from the Empire of Japan, you may henceforth claim to be a fully fledged lawyer. My country is delighted to welcome young talent from such a remote eastern land. Thank you very much. So I'm a lawyer now. Cool. Do I get a badge? Do I have a badge? Armband inherited from Kazuma. Wearer as a defense lawyer. Okay. Do I get a badge though? I would like a badge. Now, in view of your new appointment, I have a fresh case in mind for you. That's fast. I'd like you to take it on at once. I trust that won't be a problem. Do you not have other lawyers? Are you out of lawyers? Is that it? But I guess we need money. Another case? Already? Nothing trains a lawyer better than practical experience. I'm sure I don't sense dissatisfaction, do I? It's just that yesterday's trial ended unusually. I haven't quite come to terms with it. What's to come to terms with? The man was cleared. What more were you hoping for? The truth? The culpability of the defendant has not at the present time been established by this court. Consequently, the jury will not be required to proffer judgment. Okay, actually, yeah. Right. That was a terrible defense, by the way. We were not trying to defend him much. I just can't help wondering if Mr. McGilded really was innocent. Are we going to talk about the fire?
Mr. Naruhodo,
It's just that I've never managed to ascertain the truth. And then the trial ended. Well, you needn't let it trouble you for a second longer. Sorry?
what do you mean, Lord Strongheart?
Magnus McGilded passed away immediately following the trial.
No! What?
Mr. McGilded is dead? So, like, I don't know how to feel about that though. I have 19 minutes and 41 seconds until my next engagement. Time enough to talk. Yeah, please. You have to tell us. Is it fire? Is it a fire? It's a fire. I don't understand what happened. How can he be dead? After the trial concluded yesterday, but when he went to the... Okay, wait, okay. After the trial concluded yesterday, there was a great commotion in the Old Bailey. As you'll presumably recall, an omnibus had been wheeled into the courtroom, yes? I thought he was like gonna do something to the omnibus. Yes, of course, that was the scene of the crime which Mr. McGilded has been accused of. Precisely. Well, while the bailiff's attention was diverted by some other matter, the omnibus went up in flames. Okay, so they were all there, right? They were all there. And while the bailiff's attention... The bailiff would still be in there. It cannot be only one person in there, right? No.
How could such a thing have happened?
That is being investigated as we speak, but already. The police have identified a corpse found inside the charred shell of the carriage as that of McGilded. Are you sure? You sure?
That's awful.
The man must have slipped inside whilst the bailiff's attention was elsewhere. Okay, I can't believe that. He could be trying to fix something. That bailiff really needs to pay more attention, but only one person? Are you kidding me?
And how could that have happened?
I would suspect bailiff. That is also being investigated as we speak.
Thinking back now, Immediately after the trial, Mr. McGilder did mention going back into the courtroom to look at the omnibus.
Yeah.
Well, I must be making tracks now.
Yes.
They're going to examine the omnibus again.
Yes, so over here, see that? He's gonna do things, you see. An inspection of the omnibus. Not to my knowledge, I don't believe Scotland Yard had any intention of re-examining the carriage. Is it? But then who was Mr. McGilder talking about? Oh, see, I told you, you must be suspicious of the bailiff. Never mind that now, the Yard is making a thorough investigation. This matter is no longer any concern of yours. Leave it to the police. So there's a bailiff that is suspicious. He was left alone with McGilder. McGilder was probably trying to do something fishy, so don't feel sorry for him. But I guess they haven't confirmed that he's guilty of anything either. So, how did you find your first taste of our country's Supreme Court? Oh, well, I don't know. I mean, it was wow.
Mr. Naruhodo means that the whole experience was steeped in the solemnity of Great Britain's long history. It's really a world apart from our judicial system in Japan, which is only a few short decades old.
Thank you. Wow, Susato-san has such a way with words.
And you seem to have a way of failing to find the right ones.
How do you read my mind? The judicial system here is the most advanced in the world. Learn all you can. The most advanced in the world, is it? It was fortunate that your very first trial was a simple affair. Simple?
Simple? That was simple?
As I believe I mentioned yesterday morning, it was a trial you couldn't lose. What do you mean?
I don't mean to be contrary, Lord Strongheart, but the case was anything but simple.
The circumstances of the case were so incriminating. I was stunned when I first heard them. In fact, I'm still finding it hard to believe that we managed to get a favorable verdict. Is something funny? No, my apologies. However, the fact is that you did receive the not guilty verdict you set out to achieve. And that can only be attributed to exceptional talent, wouldn't you agree? I don't know about that. That didn't feel right. Well, I don't know about that, see? Well, never mind. You exceeded my expectations, I freely admit. That much at least is an undeniable truth, which is precisely why I have prepared a new case for you that I mentioned before. What's going on? What was he going to say before? Okay, tell me about the new case.
Could you perhaps give us some more details about the new case you mentioned?
Don't tell me it's a murder and the trial starts in 10 minutes. Please, at least give me 1 day. 2 days. 1 day. 1 day will do. Don't worry, it's nothing so alarming or quite so urgent as your last assignment. In fact, this case is completely different, as long as it's not a murder trial. Oh, I see. Did he just read my mind? That is to say, no one has died as yet. What do you mean? And the trial will not be today. There is plenty of time to research the case thoroughly. What is it? 23 hours, 43 minutes, and 19 seconds to be precise. So the trial's tomorrow then. What is it though?
Is everything alright?
Oh yes, I'm just a little confused, that's all. Yesterday's trial was... well, it's left me wondering if I'm really cut out for being a lawyer.
Oh, Mr. Naruhodo.
I don't know if I could face standing in that courtroom again after Mr. McGilder's trial. Oh yes, I nearly forgot. There is one similarity with yesterday's case. Once again, there is currently no one to advocate for the defense. Great. Yeah, that's why he's asking us, isn't it? If the situation remains unchanged, the trial will start tomorrow with the defendant unrepresented. And if that happens, I need not remind you of the inevitable outcome.
The most terrible end awaits the defendant.
Yes, it's right. Here we go again. But if it's not a murder trial, what would it be? Your time is up. You'll have to excuse me. Can you tell me about the trial? What? Why are you just throwing me into a case with no information? I would advise you to begin making preparations for tomorrow's trial. After all, the clock is ever ticking. There is now but 23 hours, 26 minutes and 39 seconds until the court sits. Last time he mentioned the 23 hours, he said there was plenty of time. And one more thing, Mr. Naruhodo. There is something I should like to ask you.
Oh, what's it?
Yesterday you remarked upon something. That you intend to see through the will of your late compatriot, Mr. Asugi. Yes? I would be interested to hear exactly what you mean by that. Inside 34 seconds.
Oh, well, Kazuma always used to say, you see, that he wanted to learn how the greatest justice system in the world worked, so he could change ours in Japan. Now that he's gone, I'd like to work towards that myself. And there's another thing. Oh,
Another thing? Continue.
on the way here, on the steamship, he said something to me.
What?
There's something very important that I have to do.
Something very important? And what exactly would that be?
I think we don't know. He never had a chance to tell me. I suppose he would have done if he'd ever made it to Great Britain.
You're out of time. Well, thank you for an enlightening discussion.
I feel like he's a bit
Obsessed with
what Kazuma has to say. Mr. Naruhodo, what's all this about? Mr. Asugi never once mentioned anything of the sort to me.
I urge you both to focus your attention on the matter at hand. I've taken the liberty of summoning the police inspector in charge of the case. Cool. He'll be able to apprise you of the details. Great. How long has he been there? So I wish you the best of luck and bid you farewell. Let's see, what is he holding in his hand? Looks like potato wedges.
There's something very important that I have to do. Kazuma-sama, what did you mean?
I wish I knew, but honestly he never told me. Anyway, we had better talk to the detective, don't you think? Would his diary not mention anything?
Yes, you're right.
I hope I'm just imagining it, but I wouldn't say he looks pleased to see us at all. Are you from Scotland Yard? Are you under the pay of Mr. Magnus McGilded? Can I just click on him? I want to click on him. I just want to see that. Is that a thing that I can click on? Can I not click on him? Oh yes, I can. Okay. Is that potato wedges, sir? I love potato wedges. It looks like potato wedges. Could we trouble you? What do you think? Huh. Lovely weather, isn't it? What's the weather got to do with anything? Listen to me, you young Japanese upstart. Some frippery about the weather that doesn't get your average English gen eating out of your hand, you know? Can I have can I have that thing in your hand? Looks good. But Susato-san told me it was foolproof. I'm a busy man, a very busy man. There's a crime scene to investigate, but I'm here, having to give the likes of you a talking to.
Oh, I'm ever so sorry.
Can you imagine what the other officers there will be saying, huh? Haven't seen Gregson anywhere, have you? No, he's too busy with the bigwigs these days. And all because of some bumpkin who's out here on a jaunt from a country I've never even heard of. You've never heard of Japan? Are you kidding me? Are you dead? It's not our fault you've never heard of Japan. Hear that ripping sound? That's my reputation at the yard going to tatters. There's no need to rip us apart as well.
I don't believe we've been introduced. This is Mr. Rinosuke Naruhodo, a defense lawyer.
Eh?
It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. I'm Mr. Naruhodo's judicial assistant, Sue.
Eh? What?
It's lovely weather we're having today, isn't it?
What? Why does that work?
It is unseasonably fine, I grant you. London winters don't see a lot of sunshine.
Okay. Unbelievable. How did she pull that off?
So, Lord Strongheart has asked me to fill you in on the case. The name's Tobias Gregson. Inspector Gregson to you. I'm from Scotland Yard. Gregson? Inspector Gregson?
What's the matter with Susato-san? I wish I knew. Does this detective's name mean something to her? Okay.
Inspector, are you perhaps the Inspector Gregson?
Did she read it from Show's books or something? You're acting like you know this man, Miss Susato, but he's a London detective.
Oh, I do know him very well, in fact.
Very well?
Yes, he features prominently in the adventures of Sherlock Holmes.
Oh, in that publication. What's it called again? Rance magazine?
That's right. Inspector Gregson and Mr. Holmes enjoy a wonderful friendly rivalry.
Really? You rival the great Mr. Holmes? That's incredible.
Oh, well, I don't know about that. Mr. Holmes is not a professional like myself, of course, but he does come up with the goods from time to time. Mr. Holmes is equally complimentary about you, Inspector, isn't he? You've earned his highest praise. Gregson is a pick of a bad lot of all the Scotland Yarders. Those were his own words.
That's his highest praise.
Well, Mr. Holmes isn't particularly known for giving compliments, you see. That he's not. And thanks to that magazine, my name's known all over London town now.
That's great, isn't it?
I have to admit that to start with, I was a little, flattered by all the attention. Everyone wanted to shake my hand, and my reputation at the yacht went through the roof.
Well, that's wonderful.
No, it's not. There's nothing more sinister than a man on the street. People are always looking at me now. They're whispering rumors about me under their breath, I'm sure.
Rumors?
Are you quite sure? It's changed since he started appearing in those stories. Then the fame's gone to his head. Something like that. Stuff like that. Gosh, do you really think people are saying such mean-spirited things about you? Like I said, they whisper, so I can't catch exactly what they're saying. But I know what folk are like. I'm sure that's what you're saying. As sure as X is X. It's a bit suspicious, I guess.
Negative. I get a feeling this detective could be very hard work.
Oh dear. Perhaps the sudden rise to fame does change people.
Tell us about the case. I want to know. So, about the case that the Lord Chief Justice mentioned before?
Nothing to tell, really.
Excuse me?
As far as we're concerned at the yacht, it couldn't be simpler.
Right.
Oh dear, that probably means it's not.
Right.
That as far as we're concerned as lawyers, it couldn't be more complicated. Oh dear.
I wish you were wrong about that, but I have a nasty feeling you're right.
Right, young.
Oh, okay, so it is. I thought it was just in the book, but our current victim is a lady. A young woman was walking along the pavement on Briar Road when she was stabbed from behind. Fortunately, it wasn't fatal. But she's still laid up in hospital, unconscious. Oh. I hope she lives through it.
That's despicable. What sort of coward would attack the poor woman from behind?
I suppose you would have finished whoever it was off with a Susato takedown, would you?
That is neither here nor there, Mr. Naruhodo.
Brace yourself, Rinosuke, you've angered her now.
Anyway, after something of a whirlwind investigation, the criminal was arrested. He barely had time for a cup of tea after the incident took place, to be honest.
So there must have been something left at the scene that led you directly to the culprit.
Or perhaps a reliable witness who recognized the person in question. Let me stop you right there. You're wasting your time on this one.
What? Sorry?
There's nothing you can do. There's no way to help the bloke now.
Why ever not?
Simple. The prosecutor that's been assigned to the trial tomorrow is Lord Baron Van Zix.
Oh, that's fine. We're fine with him. No.
Sounds like you've heard of him then.
But he's good. I think we're good with him.
Oh yes, we are very familiar with Lord Van Zix. Believed to be the harbinger of death itself.
He's actually not that scary. Do you find him scary? I don't find him scary. The Ripper of the Bailey. He seems like a good guy. Lord Baron Van Zix, who we faced in court only yesterday.
Mr. McGilder told us about him before the trial, didn't he?
When Van Zix stands for the prosecution, they call the accused his sacrificial lambs. And in every single trial in which he's been the prosecutor, the accused has been them, except for McGilded. Except McGilded is dead. This Ripper of the Bailey nickname, I suppose, is earned that because every defendant he advocates against is found guilty is dead. But if you must know, we found ours innocent.
Well, if that's the case, we should inform you, Inspector, that in yesterday's trials against Lord Van Zix, Mr. Naruhodo secured a verdict of not guilty. Yeah, that's right.
And what of it?
Oh, well, I think that means again, even against the Ripper of the Bailey, it's not impossible to save the defendant.
Yeah.
Now you really don't have a clue, do you?
What do you mean?
What happened to that bloke in the end, eh? He's dead.
Oh, so you do know. Ah, but it's not our fault he's dead.
Magnus McGilded came a cropper in that omnibus when it went up in flames.
What was it? He was murdered by someone, I think, in the Bailey, perhaps?
So, you can't rightly say you saved the defendant, can you?
What are you saying?
Look, if Van Zix could get the dirt to stick on everyone, he'd be a miracle worker. But that's not how it goes. He doesn't work with miracles, he works with magic. Black magic.
No.
I'd have a good long think about that if I were you.
Are we really supposed to believe that? No, it's good, it's good. We're cool with Van Zix. We're cool with Van Zix. I want that potato wedges.
Right, well, I filled you in as requested and I'm very nearly out of chips.
You call it chips? Aren't those potato wedges? Is it called chips over there?
So I'll be heading to the crime scene now. We're still carrying out a few investigations there.
It was Briar Road, you said, didn't you? Where the incident took place?
That's correct, madam. And if you head over to the holding cells, you can meet the criminal himself.
You've branded him as a criminal already.
He's as good as shaking like a leaf in his cell. He is. He'll give you a chuckle if nothing else.
I probably wouldn't find it funny.
He's inmate 53. Speak to the jailer and he'll show you the way.
Inmate 53? Thank you. So there's no helping anyone against the Ripper of the Bailey, they say. Is something troubling you, Mr. Naruhodo? To tell the truth, when I recalled the trial yesterday, I can't stop myself from shaking. The idea of facing the Ripper in court again is... Well, if you think it's too much for you, there's no shame in turning the case down. Wait, hang on. So it's just Susato all the way, it's fine. That takes courage too. I think we're good though. But if the man they've arrested is innocent, You could well imagine he would be shaking like a leaf in his cell. And I, for one, wouldn't find the set of that funny. See? Him and me, same. So, if I'm honest, I'm still reeling from the shock of yesterday's events myself. And I'm really not sure if I'll be able to help this man, whoever he is. But I like to try, so I think I'm going to make some inquiries. Will you help?
Did you really think you had to ask? After all, I am your judicial assistant.
Thank you. So then, shall we?
Yes, let's go.
Okay, so I think we will meet with the suspect in the next episode. So until then, thank you for watching and goodbye.